Hey guys, this is Denis, bike mechanic. This is my friend and co-worker KJ.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, who shoots a really nice video.
Thank you.
And here I would like to say a few words about Super 73 RX e-bike. And this is it. Look at that. This bike, when you see it for the first time, you say, oh my god, this is my dream. This is what I want for my birthday, Christmas, you name it. So, but let's not get carried away, and let me say a few words about specs and what I think about this whole design. So it's the structure is not really complicated. There are no gears. Very simple handlebar. Here we have throttle, and here we have a display. There's the horn. You're choosing level here, range, total speed, range 11 miles. This battery is really very small and very big capacity. So it is 20 amp hours and 48 volts. And the fact that it is in the cage, in a hard case, so these guys did a really good work mounting that much power in such a tiny case. That's really nice, because if you would look at the cheaper battery, you would find a huge brick. I weighted one, it weighed 14 pounds. I cannot take this battery off because customer brought me bike for a small tune-up and he didn't leave the key, so I cannot weigh the battery. But the bike has a rear shock with mixed is it mixed air and oil, and the spring, no, that's just a spring, so that's reservoir and spring. You can adjust simply by screwing or unscrewing this bolt. That's the rebound. Front forks, front shocks, preload, and that's the rebound. Also spring, as far as I understood. Yeah, that's the. So in this leg is spring, in this leg is oil. Tektro brakes, they look big. I would say that this brake would work with a light motorcycle, because this rotor is really thick. It's not a bicycle rotor. For this diameter for the bike, there would be an adapter, because such a big rotor would be vibrating. This is just a one piece of steel. Tektro Dorado, yes, my favorite ones. My favorite Tektro Dorado brakes. So that's a little horn. And here we have a huge space for, you name it, whatever you can fit here. Maybe a spare battery. Look at this front headlight. Let me see in the back. KJ, can you please press the brake button? Release. Nice. Really good. Oh, look at that. Look at that whole bunch of wires staying outside. Yeah, you can get some wires out. Yeah, controller is here under the seat. Two things that I would like to mention that I didn't like about this bike. First of all, this bike is not designed for exercise. For instance, if you go 20-30 miles an hour and you want to give some your human power to the bike, you won't be able to do it because of the gear ratio here is very small. Honestly, you can pedal on this bike before like 11 or 12 miles an hour. After that, you just wave your legs, and nothing really happens. To do that, to do some exercise, I would advise put a smaller sprocket in the back here and maybe a bigger chainring in front. So when you cruising 20 miles at least, you would give some you would have some exercise. And second thing which comes out from the first one is if you try to cruise on this bike at 30 miles an hour when it is cold, let's say 32 degrees, then all your frozen sniffs will stick to your frozen face. Yes, unfortunately, but you need to dress up really warm to commute in this type of year where it's about when the temperature is about freezing. This is according to specs 1200 watts motor, which gives in peak 4000 watts. And let's see how this bike will perform doing uphills. After introducing of the bike, we've met Kathy, and she was really impressed with the appearance of the bike, and that's what she says.
You know, they look like a bicycle, but they're obviously electric, and they look kind of like between a motorcycle, a bicycle, off-road, on-road, but they look cool. I would love to check them out. So I ride a motorcycle. I just started riding a couple of years ago, and you know, it's a bigger type of bike. This I would probably use to ride on the trails or something.
Yes.
That would be really cool. I wouldn't do that with my big motorcycle.
What kind of motorcycle do you have?
I have a Honda Shadow, 2001 American Classic.
Would you consider buying one for yourself?
I
Or maybe
just might.
maybe for your family
Sure.
mate?
No, we can stay with me because I like to have fun. I would consider it, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
all right.
Kathy, it was
Hey,
really
thanks.
nice seeing you.
Nice to meet you, see you, and I'll see you guys.
Yeah,
okay?
thank you.
All right, thanks.
Now coming back to the actual bike test. Hey, surprisingly, I think it's doable. Struggle, but I was able to climb on this hill. Let me try it one more time. It was really difficult to do the uphill. Also, you cannot stand on the bike and pedal at the same time because the bike is really small for me. It's too inconvenient to pedal.
And what's your height?
And speaking about that hill, I climbed it on a Stromer. On a Segway X260, on a mid-drive Intense. Stop here. on this bike I will not even try to do it. I know that it's not gonna work. So let's go and try to do some potholes and bumps. See how how the suspension will work. And now let me take a quick test of Super 73 with 1200 watts motor, and in peak it gives 2000 watts versus Stromer. It has 500 watt nominal motor, and in peak it gives 800 watts. So not even close in power versus to Super 73. But let's see who will win. Overall, the appearance of this bike is just amazing. Look at its thick 5-inch tires. They tell everybody, hey, I am the fast guy here, get out of my way. But in fact, when you start riding it, you will see that acceleration on this bike is very humble, and when you try to go uphill, you won't be able to help yourself with the pedals, and your speed will drop down to like 25. It's talking about steeper hills, it's gonna be like 20 miles an hour. I would say that any road bike, carbon fiber road bike, will be able to beat this bike, unfortunately, but it is true. If you try to go on a highway, this one, not on a highway, on the road, this one versus carbon fiber human powered bike, the road bike will definitely win. This bike is okay for city, but again, you don't want to deliver a bike to humiliate you on the when you start from traffic light. Front shock is really nice. Rear shock, I found it a little bit stiff. Maybe I didn't adjust it properly. The rebound here, I didn't have much time to play with it. Single speed, is it necessary? Yes, I would say I would definitely not add additional chain rings in the back, because anyway you cannot pedal the bike. So pedals are a decorative element, I would say, here. Front light is okay. Tail light is really nice and bright, but from this angle you cannot see it because of the frame, so you need to go really low to see it. So if you're rider here approaching, you won't be able to see the light by itself, only the glowing glowing effect from surrounding area. Okay guys, thanks for watching. That was Denis, bike mechanic. Have a good day. Bye bye.